Look, Samuel Tete, read my lips. That press conference is as useless as the Bola dump. I'm telling you.
No.
Look, Samuel Tete has no power. Please, Alfred, please. Samuel Tete has no power to make the determinations he is making. They are inconsequential, of no substance, will not be adhered to by anybody, and let him mark it today. He should begin to resign from the Electoral Commission. But Rabina Obe, Faustina Kurugu, A.B. Bright, and Baba Sadiq will be sworn in as the members of Parliament for their respective countries. Samuel Tete is not the law. And the law, look, if Samuel Tete does not take, look, the soldiers he walks around with, the soldiers will run. They will pick their boots and run.
So what is the position of the law? Let's get into it.
43. Section 43. CI 127. Regulation 43. 43. On page 31. Subject to Regulation 42. Immediately after the results of the poll for the polling station in the constituency of the returning officer have been given to the returning officer, the returning officer shall, in the presence of the candidates or the representative of the candidates, or not more than 2 counting agents appointed by each candidate, A, assemble the results from the polling stations without recounting the ballots in the ballot boxes, except where there is a challenge by a candidate or a counting agent in respect of the specific ballot box. B, fill the parliamentary election results summary sheet as set out in Form 1D of the schedule. C, give public notice of the total number of votes cast for each candidate. D, publicly declare as elected in the parliamentary election the candidate who had the highest vote. Then it goes on and about the rest there, about filling out the forms. Now, the returning officer has the mandate to declare the winner of a parliamentary election. Jean Mensah, Osman Asari, Samuel Tete are not the returning officers in parliamentary elections. In fact, the district director of election is not the returning officer. There's a constituency returning officer. When that officer makes a declaration, the only way you can invalidate that declaration is by going to court within 21 days. It's clear. 21 days. It is not in the mouth of an MPP sponsored Samuel Tete to go and hold a press conference and say that he is invalid. He has no such power, and that's why I say to him that this look, if he has taken money from the MPP to stop us from getting 2/3 of Parliament, he should return it. He will vomit that money.
He says Okaikwe Central 110. He said you were there because when
I handled Okaikwe Central.
Yes, at that.
Yes. In Okaikwe Central, there are 141 polling stations.
Yes, he said 110.
110 polling stations were used to declare. You know why? In 31 polling stations, the pink sheets, the sheets that were brought, you had the same handwriting on the pink sheet. You have 31 officers in 31 different polling stations, the same person writing on the same sheet. And the numbers that were brought were different, completely different from what was on the pink sheets at the end. And you know, the beauty of this thing is this. Pink sheets are duplicates. What the parties hold are duplicates. Now, when the original is written on, we all get a duplicate. Once you get a duplicate, if you try to alter that duplicate, it will be seen that there has been a change. However, the EC's own is the original sheet. That can be changed at any point in time because it's not a duplicate. When they came there, we had our pink sheets. The MPP claimed they didn't have their pink sheets. Then the EC brings out 31 altered pink sheets with the same handwriting, same signatures. Yes, which were different from what we had on our carbon copy, which you cannot change. And our carbon copy had no editing on it. So we refused. Madam Pinkra, who is the EC regional director for Greater Accra, she was shocked. In fact, her comments were, "This is criminal." And she said that she wanted to hand it over to the police to investigate. And we said to her, "Madam, the investigation is a criminal matter that will happen. That cannot hold the returning officer from declaring." So since there are 110 out of 141 where there are no issues, you will declare on the basis of that. Any other person who has a challenge on the 31 can go to court. And on the basis of that, Mr. Degenu, who is the returning officer for Okaikwe Central, proceeded to make the declaration of Baba Sadiq Abdullahi as member of Parliament elect for Okaikwe Central.
And this was at the EC's
at the Greater Accra Regional Office. And I'm repeating it again. Not Samuel Tete, not Bosman Asari, and not Jean Mensah. Look, and on this panel, people have congratulated Dampari. And look, in my constituency, there were attempts for violence there. He intentionally sent in men to the polling stations where I spoke about. So I give him credit for that. But Masa Dampari, don't allow anybody lead you down the wrong road. Because the power of the people and the anger of the streets will consume the entire Ghana police service if you try. We will not allow any human being in this country, not even John Mahama, to recollate Okaikwe Central which has been declared, to recollate Ablekuma North, which has been declared, to recollate Tema Central, which has been declared. And to even hear that they want to, they are thinking about Domi Kwabena. Look, Mike Okwe Jr. came to the regional office, and the EC director, Madam Pinkra, told him point blank that there is no way she can go into a recollation because the results were declared at the district office. So Mike Okwe left. At the Greater Accra place. So, look, the regional commander of police, Mr. Ahem, GCOP Ahem, was present when we did the declaration of Akaikwe Central. He was present when Mr. Opong, who is the returning officer for Ablekuma North, did the declaration. Why have they not mentioned? Look, they went and did something illegal at the police training college. Fantiakwa North. Fantiakwa North was recollated yesterday, and
no, that was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. And let me state emphatically, Fantiakwa North was declared in Fantiakwa North.
So here's what happened.
The NDC parliamentary candidate was declared. Then they bring somebody else who is not the returning officer for Fantiakwa North to the police training college yesterday, school, to declare the 2 days ago, to declare the MPP candidate. We will swear in on 6th of January the NDC candidate, and nobody will stand in our way. Again, they tell us that Abu Jinapo, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, is MP elect. His declaration was done without the media present, without the NDC. When we read this, there must be the presence of the candidate. Yeah. Okay, it was done by another district's returning officer in the dead of the night, without any representation from Galus, our candidates in Damongo, and yet the EC doesn't say that they are going to recollate that one. We as a party have said we are going to go to court for Damongo. Okay. We will also challenge whatever, in fact, whatever has happened at Fantiakwa North recently, at the 2 days ago, the police is of no consequence. We won't consider it as any action.
Well,
it's an illegality.
The EC said
so the point we are making
on Monday,
yes,
of your candidate in Fantiakwa North was without 2 polling station results.
Once the declaration has been done, look, let me read. You know when Techiman South happened, the NDC as a caucus, that time Haruna Jusu was our leader. We did a walk to the EC office and presented a petition. Now let me read paragraph 13 of Jean Mensah's response to the NDC parliamentary caucus in 2020. 13. Recollation can be done at all levels when requested before the declaration of results. However, once election results have been declared, a dissatisfied party cannot request for a recollation or recount of the result. This was 2020 on Techiman South, where they had killed people, and we had raised, in fact, Haruna led us to march from Parliament as MPs to the EC office, and this was a response to our petition. The 2020 election was conducted with CI 127. The 2024 election was conducted with the same CI 127. So on what basis is Samuel Tete, Jean Mensah, and Bosman Asari saying that they are going to do a recollation? Look, we are waiting for them, but this is a clarion call to all members of the NDC and all supporters and lovers of democracy. Any day that the EC declares, wherever they declare, let us mess up in our numbers and ensure that they do not steal any of the seats. If anybody has a challenge, they should go to court. But I dare warn, and I dare sound a note of caution. Anybody who tries to do a recollation will laugh on the wrong sides of their mouth. The violence that we have all tried to stop in this country, nobody should try to bring that violence here, because the anger of the people will consume them. We will not allow them to do any collation. So anybody who has a problem, listen, again I repeat, on the 6th of January, when we meet to dissolve the 8th Parliament and swear in the 9th Parliament, Faustina Eliklim Akurugu will be sworn in, unless in 21 days anybody is able to go to court to get a court injunction. So I'm very clear, because that's what the law says. 21 days. Faustina Eliklim Akurugu is the duly elected member of Parliament to be sworn in for Domi Kwabena. Ebi Bright is the duly elected member of Parliament to be sworn in for Tema Central. Baba Sadiq Abdullahi is the duly elected member of Parliament for Kaikwe Central, and Irabina Oben is the duly elected member of Parliament to be sworn in for Ablekuma North. And let Samuel Tete come and explain to us why we have the declaration sheets from their EC officers. How does he say that they did it under duress? Look, let me give you a typical example. The returning officer for Ablekuma North was present on Monday at the regional office. We could not finish the declaration. In fact, on Ablekuma North, if I remember, has 281 polling stations, 280 plus special voting, 281. As at Monday evening, 9 p.m., we had done the recollation of 219 polling stations. The presiding officer, who Samuel Tete claims did it under duress, went home. And came back again on Tuesday to come and continue. If he was under duress, if he was threatened and he went home on Monday, Why did he come back on Tuesday? When he came back on Tuesday, Ekwe Free, the MPP created violence. He left. When he left, and finally the regional director came, and let me salute Apostle Watson of the Electoral Commission. He guided the process when the regional director, Madam Prinka, ran away. He guided this whole process. And when finally, after about 6 hours, we're now ready to proceed, the police commander, Greater Accra commander, DCOP Ahead, picked a phone and called the returning officer. The returning officer left Kwashiman, came to the regional office. The regional commander, DCOP Ahead, in his own police vehicle, GP32, went to the regional office, picked the returning officer, drove with the returning officer back to the Greater Accra office, and then now called the 2IC for Greater Accra, Mr. Akuno, was the one who called Ekwe Free, and Ekwe Free and her people came. We waited for 1 hour, 15 minutes. All of this. If the presiding officer was under duress, would he have gone back for the regional police commander to bring him? I mean, look, okay. Samuel Tete, Masa, Onubajibo, come on, like we said, they should begin to write their resignation letters.